It's Gorman in the morning with Fletcher and Ryder. Now, 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. It is Wednesday, January the 7th. Listen to George Harrison, Got My Mind Set on You. A few months before the Beatles hit America for the first time in February of 64, George went to visit his sister in rural Illinois. Oh. He was the first Beatle to ever come to America.
Oh, no way.
Beatlemania was sweeping England, but in America, they were still unknown. So in the fall of 63, he goes to Illinois, goes to a local record shop, buys an album by a guy named James Ray, and that song was on the album. Wow. And he was like, man, that's cool. And all those years later, late 80s, he does his own version, and it becomes the last time a Beatle had a number one hit in America.
Oh, no.
Wow.
A little full circle. First time he ever showed up, he bought it, and all those years later, took it to the top of the charts. There's a little music history for you. It is Wednesday. I am feeling pretty good about the state of the world. I'm here with Paul Fletcher.
Kind of nice to start Wednesday with my mind being blown.
Do what I can here.
That was good.
Ryder.
Growling, hissing, scratching.
That's what we're doing this morning. Growling, hissing, and scratching.
Wow. Okay.
Man, you know what? That's a fine way to start the day.
Uh-huh.
I prefer to scratch, hiss, and growl. You do it in the order that makes you the happiest.
I will.
Mm-hmm.
I'm feeling Minnesota. Paul Fletcher, how about some headlines?
All right. As of yesterday, more than 2,000 ICE agents, as well as Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem, are on the ground in Minnesota in what the Department of Homeland Security is calling its largest immigration enforcement operation ever.
I smell more walkouts coming. I know the kids at Apple Valley, and I think a couple of other kids walked out of school, so...
The Kids Are All Right, I believe, is the name of that Who album.
Any excuse to play hooky.
Yep.
That's right. Contract negotiations continued late into the night last night in Minnesota's largest school district as the deadline to avoid a strike approaches. Teachers with the Anoka-Hennepin Education Union are prepared to strike tomorrow if no agreement is reached. Union educators and the district have been negotiating for months with intensified talks since yesterday morning. We're talking 3,200 educators potentially going on strike if this happens tomorrow.
A lot more kids out of school.
Yeah, boy. I'll just say one thing. After moving to Minnesota from the South, where education is even lower on the list of priorities, trust me, these people need to get paid. Give teachers whatever they need, because if you think education is expensive, try living somewhere where they don't educate. That is expensive. Trust me.
University of British Columbia researchers found a 26% chance that space debris will fall through busy airspace during uncontrolled re-entry this year. This follows a 2020 study suggesting commercial flights already faced 1 in 1,000 odds of hitting falling debris by 2030. One example, in 2022, a Chinese rocket re-entry over Spain delayed or canceled over 300 flights when authorities closed airspace for 40 minutes. Space agencies struggle with prediction accuracy, facing margins of error spanning thousands of miles. It's just like...
I can see all these scientists going, well, if you look at the size of the Milky Way, it's an inch. But but we're humans, and we're on a plane, and that inch is like, that's a little too close for comfort for me.
Well, and they're even saying, like, the tiny particles in the ash of a volcano can disrupt an airplane in the air. Now we're talking rockets and stuff re-entering whenever they feel like it. It's just crazy.
They ground airplanes if they find one living mouse on there.
Right, right.
You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take much to do a lot of damage to a thing that's flying humans around. So,
David Bowie's Heroes experienced a massive streaming increase following its use in the Stranger Things finale. Data shows the 1977 track's streaming numbers jumped almost 500%. The song typically averages 94,000 daily streams, but spiked to 342,000 January 1st, 456 January 2nd, and 470,000 on January 3rd.
Nice.
See,
no such thing as too much heroes.
Well, and you know what? It's great because shows like this are, exposing kids to great music that they otherwise probably wouldn't have found.
I'm all for it, man.
In Utah, the Heber City Police Department's artificial intelligence software incorrectly stated in a police report that an officer had been turned into a frog. Body cam software picked up on a movie playing in the background, which happened to be The Princess and the Frog. The department began using AI programs in December to automatically generate reports from body cam footage. Despite the mishap, Department Sergeant Rick Keel said the department will continue using the technology with increased oversight. He said he's saving himself about 6 to 8 hours weekly doing this.
Yeah, it's so funny. That's just AI's cute and fun, and I think we're all going to really have a great time with it, huh?
Yeah.
Let's just remove people as often as possible from normal things.
Billy Gibbons was on Jay Moore's podcast recently. Was asked about shaving the famous ZZ Top beards.
Is it true you guys were offered $1 million to shave your beards?
It's true. It was $1 million per man.
Was that Gillette?
They deny it.
And during a Super Bowl commercial?
Yeah.
So $3 million Gillette to ZZ Top to shave your beard.
So we passed. We passed, and word got out, and our fans loved it.
I bet they did love it.
Yeah.
But, those beards were like superhero capes in terms of what it did
1000%.
for that band's popularity. They became like cartoon characters after that. And truth is, they took a couple years off in the late 70s, early 80s. And when they got back together, Dusty and Billy had both grown those beards without knowing the other guy did. They walked in and they were like, no way. And they were like, that's kind of funny.
Nice.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
You just blew my mind for a second time this morning. I had no
Trying,
clue.
man.
about
I'm
that.
trying.
I like it. A wildlife group in Wisconsin rescued a deer that got stuck in someone's basement for 2 full days. Here's one of the rescue pros talking about the ordeal.
The animal had been in there a couple of days, so it was a little bit tired out, and we were able to just grab onto it by hand and take it out. It's a mess. Glass and poop everywhere. Every season we deal with that. Yeah, anything from squirrels chewing up windows to raccoons coming down chimneys to deer smashing through windows.
And here's a comment from the deer.
That's probably probably how it felt after 2 days in a basement.
Golly, man, that's a lot of damage that a deer can do. I mean, I just know, anecdotally, I've seen enough videos of deers going into 7-Elevens to know how bad that can all go.
And that's like 15 minutes. This was 2 freaking days.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe after like 15, 16 minutes, it does just settle in. It's like, oh, well, let's just chill. But something tells me that's not the case.
Flip
the
on
smell,
reruns
the
of The
smell
Simpsons.
alone. The smell alone of all the fluids and whatnot.
God.
Ugh.
Oh. Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Let's talk sports here quickly. The Minnesota Timberwolves destroyed the Heat last night, 122-94.
Yeah.
The Heat they're a pretty good basketball team by any measure. So this is a big win for a team that, last week in Atlanta, the Wolves kind of bottomed out. That dramatic blow up, Ant walked off the court during the game. Maybe that was what was needed to overhaul the mindset, because this is now 3 quality wins, 2 against the Heat. Ant had 26, but Julius Randle and Rudy Gobert both had double-doubles last night, and I ain't talking in and out, baby. 6 players in double figures. Let's go. Let's go. The Wild are coming home after Thursday night's game against Seattle, and something tells me they will be very, very happy to be there.
Yeah.
This is the season-long 7-game road trip. Over a couple of time zones, 6 different cities in 3 different states. Thanks to the World Junior Championship that just went down the last week, and so they had to blow out of town. Since leaving Winnipeg on the 27th of December, they've played 6 games in 10 days. That did include a back-to-back. They get the Islanders at home on Saturday night. Let's go welcome these guys back and make some noise, because they're beat up.
100%. They'll be all right, though.
They'll be all right. Inver Grove Heights. Good morning to Inver Grove Heights.
Hi, Inver Grove. How are you?
Yeah.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. If you are curious about what it's like 250 miles north of here, and I don't mean like north on your way up to Canada, I mean due north, straight north in outer space, where the International Space Station is roaming around. NASA just put a high-def video tour of the ISS online, and it is, to say the least, captivating. If you just imagine going into the house of a hoarder and then putting that in outer space. That's what it looks like. There's so much equipment and stuff. There's not a there's not a square inch wasted. It's like, I think some really smart people put this thing together.
Yeah, maybe.
I hope so.
Yeah.
God. There's one of the astronauts is just flying around this. It's the size of a 6-bedroom house. It's not a small place. It's cramped, but it's not small. You're cramped across a wide range of rooms and hallways and conduits. It's kind of, if I were stoned, I think this is what the snake going down the plumbing was seeing. You know what I mean? That's what it looks like. You're like, and here we're, or like a medical thing where it's like, here we enter the large intestine. It's like, whoa.
Uh-huh.
You know those like tube homes they have for hamsters or gerbils or whatever?
Have a
it's
trail.
Kind of like that. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like that. My thing is it's sprawling, but every single space is small.
It's incredible.
And the average time spent at the ISS is 6 months. Like, I think it'd be cool to go for a couple of days, but I don't know, 6 months, that would really start to do some serious mental damage.
I'm curious, how long into your trip aboard the ISS does the whole thing where you're throwing snacks in the air to each other's mouth like circus seals, when does that get boring? You know, after the third time, you're like, okay, great weightlessness. I get it.
You want to do this again in like 45 minutes?
I was a little concerned by two things I saw as I watched the video. One, a jar of peanut butter, and two, some sriracha hot sauce. I just think you want things to run really smoothly, a lot of fiber. Don't cluck anything up with peanut butter or hot sauce. I don't know. Heartburn and any other sort of regulatory issue with the old digestive tract in space does not sound fun to me. That's my first thought.
Peanut butter, you're also getting your protein and stuff like that, though. But the sriracha, good Lord, I don't know if I want to mess with that up there.
Does that even stay on your food? Does it just, like the peanut butter, I know it's sticky enough, it'll stay on the toast, but like the sriracha, wouldn't it just flow away from the stir fry?
Imagine you're just going about your business and you're like, I have to go over to Sector Q, and all of a sudden some sriracha comes right into your eye because it's just floating around.
Yes.
Right.
Ugh.
Damn it, Gregor. I know they don't have spicy food in Russia, but enough. Hey, the Consumer Electronics Show in Vegas is officially up and operating. Every year, the weirdest, newest, sometimes cool, sometimes head-scratching new gadgets are on display. And this year, of course, is no different than most. I'm just going to go ahead and jump to one that jumped off the page. Very upsetting to me because it's just further proof that Black Mirror is real life now.
Uh-oh, yeah.
A clip-on device that remembers all your conversations. You just add it to your shirt, and it summarizes work calls. It summarizes orders online to Uber Eats. It summarizes arguments with your spouse.
Ooh,
whatever
thumbs up
you're
on
involved
this,
in,
buddy. I'm taking it. Yeah.
I don't want to be able to go back to the tape and listen to everything that was said in the heat of the moment later just to prove who was more wrong.
Pocket litigator.
But it should avoid those more wrong conversations, because the fight we generally get into, the bickering fight we get into in my household is I said something, somebody claims that I didn't. If I can just prove it real freaking quick, shut that thing down, then we're moving on with our lives. And much happier, I think.
It is about winning.
Well, it does make me think about, there's a city in Georgia, Kennesaw, and Kennesaw got a lot of acclaim in the 80s. They passed a law that every house has to have a gun.
Huh.
And their thinking was there will be no break-ins if you know everybody's packing. It wasn't exactly how it worked out, but I like the theory behind it, if you will.
Sure.
This is sort of like, if I think everybody I deal with has this clip-on thing that's recording, which is not that far off from reality with cameras everywhere and everything. If everybody did know everything you were saying was being recorded, we probably would all have way more civility in every interaction.
I know. And my first thought was I would like you two to wear this device so that I don't have to repeat myself.
Wow.
I mean, that was like the first thing that came into my head is, man, they could just check the tape on their own.
Wow,
but would we, though?
Right.
But would we? That's the real question.
That probably is the question. And by the way, guilty as charged. Boy, sometimes my brain is you know what it is? It's a space capsule trying to make it back through, and it just bounces right off the information. It just, missed the angle on that one. Looks like Tom Hanks is never going to get back to Earth.
One of my favorite things about you, though, dude, honestly, is that you acknowledge and know that is happening.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
it's trust me, it's frustrating to me. I'll be looking right at someone, in this case Ryder, who's giving me great information, and I will put my hand up and go, wait, sorry, start over. I have to like reset every time. Like, okay, I'm just pretending to listen. Let me actually listen now.
Dude, the self-awareness is fantastic, though. Kudos to you.
I'm just trying. There's also a toilet now that can call for help. There's a company called Vovo. And but no, check this out. It's designed for seniors. If it's not used for more than 8 hours, an alert goes to family members that, maybe they fell or maybe they need help. It's like, if nobody in 8 hours uses this toilet for any reason, that could be a problem.
I know.
I'm guessing you can adjust the hours too.
I would hope so.
To your regulations, if you will.
It's the life alert. I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah,
that one.
I thought of, yeah.
I'm the kind of guy who, in my advanced years, I would find myself like looking at the clock and going 7:59. Okay, I'm gonna pee now. Just to pushing that limit every time.
I better pee or it's gonna alert my loved ones.
Yeah,
Well,
the Gorman children have been warned.
But I just want them to be wondering, hey, I haven't heard anything, and right at the 7 hour and 59 mark, it's like, yeah, there you go, bladder. Hold on to that for a minute. We got a few more. My absolute favorite. Is coming up. I'm curious, would you buy any? When you see any of these, do you ever think to yourself, yeah, I think I would get that? Now, Ryder, I think you already answered. You would take the clip-on conversation recorder just for work purposes.
I'm also looking at a robot vacuum that climbs stairs. Yes, please.
Oh, my God. A robot vacuum that climbs stairs. It's just a matter of time until it climbs onto the bed and chokes the life out of you. That's my first thought.
Yeah.
The weirdest products every year are put on display for the first time. Okay, here's one that I'm going to hold off for a second on my favorite, but the one that led the list, they have lollipops now. Lollipops.
This is nonsense.
A real lollipop you put in your mouth and enjoy that plays music. Check this out.
Okay. Tell me more.
Each flavor has a different song, and they use what is called bone conduction technology.
Oh,
The music plays inside your head, but you only hear it when you bite down.
It's just like nonsense.
This is freaking cool. It's rock in your bones. Come on, dude.
It's nonsense to someone who's not regularly stoned. However... get ahead of that lollipop with a couple of gummies and get back to me. Holy crap.
Okay. Then, I could see if I could chomp down on some Pink Floyd while I've had a couple of gummies.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I could get on board with that.
That's what I'm saying. This is the perfect combination of Northern California, Humboldt County, and Silicon Valley coming together.
Yes.
Finally aligning their viewpoints correctly.
Oh man, with all the crap that I've done to my ears going to concerts, like this could really enhance that whole experience.
Yeah, it's very
Put
true.
it right in my skull.
Okay,
I don't know.
I'm not the kind of guy who occasionally thinks, you know what, it's Tuesday, I'll just paint my nails today. In fact, that's never happened. But if I were, this is a tremendous product. Color changing fingernails. Now, it's a company called iPolish. You press on nails. Everybody knows what press on nails are.
Yep.
But you buy a starter kit that's $95. Sounds like a lot for press on nails. However, you can change the color of the nails, not change the nails. Every nail has the ability to have 300 different shades. Now, if I were someone who was painting nails, I would be all over this.
When I first saw this as a father of 13 and 9-year-old daughters, I was like, no, please don't let them discover this. But now I'm kind of thinking this might save me money in the long run because we're putting on and taking off nails every freaking couple days.
And it's going to save the smell of all the products that go along with it.
I love that smell.
Oh, do you really?
Yes, I just want to kill those brain cells. I don't know why you would need to change the color when the only one you really need is black, because it is, in fact, all of the colors.
That's exactly right. You love that smell. That's like my son Connell used to love to go to the shed in the backyard and stand there just because the gas in the lawnmower, that gasoline smell.
Yes.
God, you guys are freaks.
He was like 6, and I'd be like, what are you doing? He goes, smelling the gas. I was like, oh boy, we got a problem here. But here's the problem with the color-changing fingernail story.
Okay.
When I first saw it, early in the morning, I'm just having coffee, and I look at that. I read that as iPolish. And then it said press on nails. And I thought, oh my God, press on nails that you lick and they taste like pierogies. I am so into this. You add a cabbage roll to that and I'm buying in. I will wear pink nails if I can lick them and taste a cabbage roll.
Or maybe the company is all Polish people, because it sounds like something that a Polak would come up with, and I am one,
man,
so I can say that.
A man can dream. In 1997, the Deftones released an album called Around the Fur.
Yeah, they did.
It was a big album, a platinum album. And for years, that album has continued to sell, or at the very least, it's continued to be of interest, largely because of the photo on the cover.
Yeah, buddy. Time out, because that album is freaking great. I would say top 20 for me. There are no skips on that sucker. I'll listen to the whole thing on repeat.
Agreed.
Not taking anything away from the music. I'm simply saying that every generation of kids, before they've heard a note, if they're flipping through the record store, they stop and go, oh, what is that? Because
that's true.
Very famously, the cover shot shows a young woman on the edge of a hot tub, camera looking down on her. She's just wearing like a bra and panties, and it's just and she's got the belly button tattoo, and it's a moment there where when you look at it even now, I go, yeah, that's not a model, that's not a photo shoot, that's just a candid shot. Yeah. And that's, I think, what makes it even more alluring.
To your point about the album cover, I fully agree with Ryder, but to your point about the album cover, I was a 20-something super horny dude, and I would spend more than the amount of minutes that I should trying to determine if that's a swimsuit or bra and panties. Because if it's bra and panties, it's way more alluring and it's seductive. If it's just a swimsuit, it's not as big a deal.
I was a 13-year-old angsty girl, and I looked at this picture a lot too, and it was like, it's nice to see somebody who I can tell is not a model. I think has a freaking zit on her nose or something like that, and just looks like anybody I would have went to high school with, and still is freaking beautiful. So there's that too.
Yeah.
So the word on the street at the time, because of course this was still at a time when you could have word on the street as opposed to everybody getting on social media.
Yeah.
There was a whole story around, the band was partying. This was a groupie. That's when the word groupie was still somehow used.
Right.
And people just assumed that must be what it was. Well, a YouTuber recently decided, hey, who is that chick? And what is she doing now? And was she a groupie? And he found her. A long video online you can see. Her name is Lisa Hughes, and she would like the world to know a few things, one of which is, hey, man, I ain't no groupie. I was just a cool
wasn't
chick.
Out there going, it's me, everybody. But I had some cool opportunities from it, because other people would say, oh, this is the girl on the cover of the Deftones, and we get into clubs because of that. I think probably about 10 years ago, I found those articles, being a groupie and this and that, and I was like, maybe I should just start a little page just about myself so people know that I'm Lisa. I'm just this awesome chick from Auburn, and I like to have fun, and there's no groupie action going on here, just me having a kick-ass time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, girl.
That's great. She's not a hero. She doesn't call herself a hero. She's just a human.
Yeah.
You know how that works. It's funny what you both said something that was that really just hit me, Paul, the whole thing about, is that a swimsuit or not? Like, what, just in a young man's mindset, that is such a line of demarcation somehow. There's such a line in the sand there.
Yeah.
And Ryder, to you, it really was like, there's a zit on her face, and it's not posed. And, even if you're looking at it and alluring, you can tell, like, from a different angle, she probably doesn't look anywhere near this interesting. It's just something about a photo that can still just capture a moment. And to whoever the photographer and the art director for the label and anybody that was involved in putting that on the cover, they had to know going in, like, man, this is just going to get a lot of attention. And it's an amazing photograph.
It really is.
For sure.
And a great photo for a cover of an album, especially one called Around the Fur. And all of it coming together just makes it very interesting and intriguing.
And by the way, having been in a band, the Black Crowes, that had an album with what had been a Hustler magazine cover on the front, which featured an American flag bikini with pubic hair sticking out. I can tell you, sometimes you miss when you go for a shot like that. And unlike Lisa Hughes, people don't want to ask me, like, what was that shoot like? Because I put that bikini, look, here it is. I'm coming clean. It's me on the cover, okay?
Wow.
And I just always felt like, it's a statement I was trying to make about. No, actually, that's not true.
And there goes your run for governor of Minnesota.
Yeah,
I knew it was a. You know what? It was a rabbit run. I was never meant to finish the race. I was just trying to get the pack out into fourth gear. That's all it was.
A front runner.
Run, rabbit, run. Hey, One day they'll probably make a movie about this girl, or they should. You know what I mean? Like, go in
definitely.
reverse,
Yeah.
start now, and you're just like, what's the big deal with her? And then the big reveal is that's her at the end. I could see that working. That's a Netflix docudrama waiting to happen.
I like it.
Rock movies, they still put them out every year. And we all get real interested in them. Best rock movie ever. If you hear those words, what comes to mind immediately? Don't think, just blink. What's the best rock movie ever? Hit us up, 651-989-ROCK on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. We'll break down a few of the big ones in about 5 minutes and 2 songs.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning, Minnesota's 92 KQRS. Good Wednesday morning. Every year you hear people say, man, rock is dead. And every year at least one big-ass rock movie is released, and everybody goes, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the stuff right there. Best rock movie of all time. Don't think about it. What comes to mind right off the bat? Boom, best rock movie, right? Or when I say that, and we, because we can always talk ourselves in circles and come up with a different idea, but what's the first thing that jumps to your mind?
Repo Man.
What?
Of course it does. Oh,
Emilio
man.
Estevez? Come on, dudes.
You
Harry
are just-
Dean Stanton? Yes.
Golly, I never
Repo
see
Man.
it coming. You just warm my little blackened heart so often. The punk rock cred is as thick as it gets around here. Repo Man was incredible. I was around in real time when that bad boy came out. Let me tell you something. That was a movie people had to see. Paul Fletcher, what comes to mind first?
And this one's maybe a little lesser known. I don't remember how huge it was, but 2019's Yesterday. Did you see that one? This is the one. There's a mysterious 12-second global blackout. The main character wakes up in a parallel reality where he's the only one that remembers the Beatles.
Oh.
And so he goes and he performs their songs for everybody. He's a struggling musician, and it was heartwarming. It was funny. It was dramatic. It was awesome. It was like it just didn't get the global love that a lot of these other ones have. But
So
it was
he
excellent.
then goes. So in the movie,
He performs. He's a rip-off artist. Yeah.
But I mean, he plays those songs as if he wrote them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because nobody, and it's not really a ripoff because he's the only one that remembers that they existed.
The greatest tribute act on the planet is a band in Tokyo called the Parrots, and they are the Beatles band. They perform every night of the year at a bar called Abbey Road. And boy, are they incredible!
I believe
I
it.
kid you not.
I believe it.
And I've seen them at Abbey Road several times. There was one night in 2001 where my band, the Black Crowes, and Oasis and Stereophonics and Travis, all 4 bands, we were all there together watching this band in this bar, and we were all enjoying it so much and laughing and drinking. But it's the line of the night. We just kept saying, God, these guys have great songs. It's like they'd play a song and everybody cheers, and we were like, that's incredible. So, no, I kind of get that. The one that jumps out to me, the first thing when you say great rock movie, I can remember 15 years old going to see Rock and Roll High School with the Ramones and PJ Souls.
Nice one.
And I walked out of a little movie theater in Hopkinsville, Kentucky called the Alhambra Theater after seeing that movie. And I knew who the Ramones were. I'd heard a few songs, but this was the first time I saw them and had anything other than a passing moment of time with Ramones in the brain. I walked out of that movie theater, and it was kind of like, I think it was like a kid in the 50s hearing Rock and Roll Around the Clock for the first time, Rock Around the Clock, because I just wanted to like take a brick and break a window. You know what I mean? I was just like, oh my God. It turned this thing on in my central nervous system quite sincerely that was so over the top. In real time, I was exhilarated and embarrassed by how exhilarated I was. I was like, oh my God, something's happening. I can't control it. It was absolutely spectacular. 651-989-ROCK is the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. Oh, we've got some opinions coming in. People love the rock movies,
Coming
Paul
heavy.
Fletcher.
Oh, yeah, they're coming heavy. This one may sound silly, but I love School of Rock with Jack Black. Stick it to the man. That's from Rich and White Bear Lake.
Oh, ditto. Yes.
Huge fan of that film. It's
fantastic.
My kids loved it. We loved it. We've seen that movie a lot in the Gorman household. And for the record, fun fact, uncredited, this guy.
Oh, no way.
Some of the drumming in School of Rock, I'm sorry to say, is not that little boy. He was on the kit playing when they were shooting the scenes, and they had something came up with some of the audio, and they had to go in and post-production. Yeah. And George Draculius, who signed my band, the Black Crowes, produced our first few records, produced and signed the Jayhawks, a couple of great records with them. A legend in the industry, and a man who does a lot of music supervision on all your favorite movies, like Barbie and things like that now.
Okay.
George called me one day in L.A., and he goes, hey, can you come? I got a session for you. I said, sure. And at the time, I didn't say, what is it? Is it singer-songwriters? I just went to the studio.
Yeah.
Right. And he set up a TV in front of me, and he goes, there's a movie with Jack Black. It's called School of Rock, and it's about a bunch of kids playing rock, and we have to recut the drums. And so I said, okay, cool. And he showed me a couple of the scenes. But the big one is the end credit scene where the band is playing the AC/DC song.
Yes.
There's a drum solo, right? I had to watch that scene. I had to watch that kid's drum solo and listen like 15 times. And then I had to play it so it looks just like I had to play what he's playing.
Wow.
And let me tell you something. The hardest session by a factor of 1 billion in my life is trying to play like a 12-year-old.
Well, and
playing that drum solo, and as I said, the kid did it in real time. It's not like he couldn't do the job, but there was a technical problem where they had to re-record it.
Yeah.
And uncredited. Wow. I asked if my name was going to be in the credits, and George just gave me that look like, "Stop, dude, we're not doing that." But it was a blast, and so. And I didn't see the movie when it came out. And then when my kids, a few years later, we got it in the house. Yeah. We were watching it, and we had literally gone through the entire movie and several scenes that I had overdubbed. And when it got to the very end, I finally went, oh, wait a minute, that's me. And then my kids like, no, it's not. They refused to believe it.
Right. I have to imagine, like, I don't care how seasoned you are, like having to watch somebody on TV and try to mimic that. Like, just by watching them, I can terrible. See why it was an impossible task.
And even harder was the way the studio was set up. I could watch it, but then when we were recording it, I couldn't see the monitor. Oh. So I had to learn it. I had to get it in my head where it was going.
Yeah.
And it's not just a few bars. It goes on for a while.
Yeah,
so
it does.
When I say it's the hardest thing I ever did in a drum kit, trust me, it really was. But 651-989-ROCK, the Luther Westside Volkswagen talking text line. Ooh, I'm seeing the last waltz on there. Some people are you're just trying to butter me up.
Super quick question. Did the kid know that you overdubbed his drum parts?
No, not at the time.
Okay,
He might by now.
Okay.
I don't know if he's a Twin Cities resident, but hey, kid, sorry about that. They were just trying to fix the picture. You know how that goes.
Yeah.
Hit us up. What's your favorite rock movie? 651-989-ROCK. I don't think they've made a rock movie about the Cars yet.
No, they should, though.
Probably with good reason, because it would probably put people to sleep.
Yeah.
Great band, great records.
Though.
Man, did you ever see them live? I'm sorry. They were, it was like, woo, guys. Just bend your knees or something. Give me something up there. Great band, great records. And in fact, I'm long on the bandwagon of as underrated a band as this country's ever put out. I mean, those first few records are just top to bottom bangers. 651-989-ROCK, a Luther Westside Volkswagen talking text line. Rock movies. What are the best? Paul, on the text line, who's leading the charge right now? Who do you think has the most votes?
Well, actually, I want to touch on something else really quick. You'd mentioned your drum work in School of Rock. Rich texted in and said, unfortunately, the kid that played the drums in School of Rock passed away. His name's Kevin Clark. He was hit on his bike at the age of 32.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
Man.
Yeah, that is pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Man, the things those studios do to keep a secret, I feel bad about this.
Let's see.
That's a joke.
I would have to say that it's a tie as far as most popular vote. I would say The Last Waltz and Almost Famous are the two that are coming in the heaviest. And there's a good handful of Almost Famous, and then and a couple few of The Last Waltz as well.
You know, I remember reading an interview where Steven Tyler said he went to see Spinal Tap when it first came out, and he didn't recognize that it was a comedy, that it was a satire. He literally sat in a theater and was like, why is everyone laughing at a lot of the scenes? He was so in that head of just an excessive rock star world. He didn't even see the humor in it.
Even during Big Bottom? Come on.
I know, but he was just like, but the stuff about the meat and the sandwich and the deli tray and the amps and the guitars and, you know, the beautiful piece of music that's called Lick My Love Pump. Why would you laugh at that? Steven Tyler's like, I can't believe I never thought of that title. So I remember that and just thinking that's the craziest, most absurd thing. I thought it was so funny. And flash forward a few years, Almost Famous came out, and I, like everybody, went to see it. And I remember thinking, like, I hated it. It was just so, I just couldn't stand. Nothing about that movie worked for me. I mean, from the jump, I was like, this is so unrealistic. It's so this and so that. And I just hated it. I hated it. And then years later, it was just on, and I started watching it, and I was like, well, this is great. What was my problem? I just went, it's something about being in a band and watching a movie about a band.
Just hit too close to home.
And the way Cameron Crowe, well, there is one. I do have one thing, but that movie doesn't do it as badly as some of Cameron Crowe's other stuff. I always say, if you're going to tell the story of a band, it better be a comedy, because if you give if you can love the music, but you got to laugh at the clown car that every rock band is.
Right.
I mean, it's just a thing of like, don't revere these guys. They're knuckleheads. They just happen to make great music. There's a line there that's something, it was a little too close. But anyway, I look back at myself and I go, yeah, I was just so in my own head watching that for the first time. And then that was also right at a time when Kate Hudson I was seeing her every day. She was dating my singer, and then they ended up getting married. That was just a weird time. But anyway, all this to say, years later, when I saw it again, I was happy to go like, oh, wait, this is just awesome. What was wrong with me?
Yeah, because I think Cameron Crowe actually did a pretty good job of showing what knuckleheads those guys were. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we can revere them, but they aren't without their warts and their flaws.
No, I mean, like, I think at the time it was just that was the thing. I wasn't ready to admit that we were just a loony bin like every other band on the planet.
Hey, how about this one from the Luther Westside Talking text line? Craig, hands down, no contest, best rock movie ever is Easy Rider.
Ooh,
Game on.
Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's certainly, it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. It's pretty good.
I do gotta say, I did get shouted out on the telephone line, the retro phone line, for not mentioning Singles.
So again, going back to the whole too close for comfort, never saw it. Never seen Singles.
I was late to the party, and if the soundtrack sucked, the movie would not be worth watching.
Oh, really? Okay.
But yeah, it's Alice in Chains and Eddie Vedder and Paul Westerberg.
The whole Pearl Jam thing, yeah. Chris Cornell's got a solo track on it, and I totally agree with you. The music is outstanding. The movie itself is rather forgettable.
Yeah.
I do remember as a kid, the first album I ever had, the first two albums I ever had were Bee Gees albums, and then I went to the Beatles. So my building blocks as a music fan are the Bee Gees and the Beatles. And in the late 70s, the Bee Gees, they put out a movie called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Right.
The Bee Gees and Peter Frampton in a musical of all Beatles music. Ryder, you're looking at me like you don't even know what this is.
I don't know what this is. Is this your heart just exploding, though? It's your two favorite things coming together.
It was until I saw the movie.
Oh, no.
So as a 13-year-old who's obsessed with the early Bee Gees and the Beatles, and Peter Frampton was the fourth guy in the movie, the Bee Gees and Peter Frampton, this movie was so bad and it was so widely panned by critics, it hurt all of the careers for everyone. The Bee Gees and Peter Frampton were damaged by this movie. Oh, no. If you want to know what cocaine looks and sounds like, go see this movie, because a whole bunch of people were high as kites and said, let's just make a movie with Beatles music. The only saving grace was Aerosmith performing Come Together and Earth, Wind, and Fire performing Got to Get You Into My Life. Otherwise, I just sat in a theater and was like, I can't believe this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's
I should
unfortunate.
probably try to give it a rewatch, but it's totally bizarre. It's like a fantasy. It's something. There are no shortage of great answers. And of course, every answer is the right one. Your favorite is the best. 651-989-ROCK. Keep them coming. No shortage of suggestions. Paul Fletcher, any wild cards out there? Anything jump out off the page?
Oh, sure. Dean Burnsville says, I don't know if this is the best one, but it's one of the funniest. Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
Okay, all right.
That one popped up on the Facebook page,
Jack White, I'll chop a man in half.
Yeah, pretty great. Pretty great. Walk Hard.
Dude,
fantastic.
Jack White as Elvis, it was great.
Ryder, did you have something?
Yeah, give me another one.
Oh, lay it on us. There's so many good ones.
Best actual rock movie is Across the Universe, all Beatles music. That's from Uncle Chad.
I didn't see that one. I didn't see yesterday, the one you talked about. I think maybe I just don't want to see. If I want to hear the Beatles, I just listen to the Beatles. Maybe, I guess.
Yesterday's on my to-watch list. It's supposed to be real freaking good.
It is really good. Yeah, it's really, really good.
All right.
Highly recommend.
If that's the case, it's probably worth a quick look-see. The Wild are in Seattle tomorrow night. Then they come home after this really, really long road trip. And now joining us in studio, Dave Schwartz with the Minnesota Wild, formerly, forever, the Care 11 guy. Dave, good morning, brother.
Good morning, Steve. How are you doing? Good morning.
As far as I know, all is well here. Nothing. There's no smoke. There's no sirens. So I think everything's okay. Let's start it right here, as this is a rock show.
Yes.
Rock movies we've been discussing.
Yep.
Don't think about it. Just boom. What's the best rock movie to Dave Schwartz?
That I've seen recently, the Elvis movie stood out to me.
Oh, really?
Just a couple of years ago, because I'll date myself, but my mother was a big Elvis fan. Loved Elvis.
Me too.
By the way, did you know Elvis played Roy Wilkins Auditorium?
No.
He
No
did.
way.
Really early in his career.
Wow.
I want to say 50s or 60s, Elvis played the Roy.
Wow. Fair enough.
So, but I knew Elvis's music. I did not know that he was exploited like he was by so many people throughout his career. So I didn't expect to really like that movie, but it was great. I thought it was really good.
Well, and Baz Luhrmann directed it, who can be a little bit out there.
Yes.
And so I was apprehensive as well, but man, that was one of the best movies of that year, if you ask me.
Was it up for some awards? I don't know if it won them, but I thought it was. And I never watch Oscar movies.
The actor got a lot of nominations, I believe.
Oh, that's right. Austin Butler. Yeah, for sure.
If memory serves. Dave Schwartz, you are from New York somewhere. Where exactly in New York?
That's correct. I am from just outside Albany, New York. A small town outside Albany, New York, right along the Hudson River in Selkirk, New York.
Got it. But Albany is a concert town. So the first concert you ever saw as a kid that you remember that was cool, first rock show, what was it?
The Beach Boys. I saw the Beach Boys.
Look at Paul gasping.
Yeah.
I didn't know this.
You said that was cool, man.
It was an outdoor venue in Saratoga Springs, New York.
Of course it was.
Which is great. And I remember the music. My parents took me, but what I remember most is that my mother stuck cotton balls in my ears so that they wouldn't damage, and they wouldn't come out after the show.
Oh no!
It was a very jarring and experience in my life. I don't like things in my ears now because of it.
And do you hate the Beach Boys music now because of it?
Oh, I still love the Beach Boys.
That a boy. That's my first ever show too.
Kokomo just takes you somewhere.
Okay, all right.
Okay, real quick.
This just went off the rails.
Was Uncle Jesse on drums when you saw the Beach Boys?
I don't think so. I
No?
don't remember. I don't remember.
Man.
Would it have been in the 80s?
Had to have been in the 80s or 90s.
Was it post Kokomo?
Yeah, it had to have been.
Well, then he could have been.
It had to have been.
He could have been
It
then.
could have been. I don't remember. I just remember.
I saw them pre-Uncle Jesse.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was my first show ever, too.
That's awesome.
I'm just going to say this. When someone says Kokomo, and with such pride, I mean, the ball's on you, dude. Kudos.
Yeah.
Wearing it and flying that flag proudly. I am very impressed. Dave Schwartz is in the studio with us. So I moved to Minnesota 3 years ago. I came from Nashville, and hockey in Nashville just started with the Predators in the late 90s, but they've done a tremendous job getting kids to play hockey. Like, you can't find a rink in Middle Tennessee. It's a big deal, but it's still, we're not even 30, we're 30 years almost. You come from a hockey part of the world.
Yeah.
When you first got to Minnesota, New York versus Minnesota, youth hockey as a rabid part of the culture, was it similar? Were you surprised? What was the difference that you first noticed here in Minnesota?
When I grew up in New York, hockey was not a huge thing yet. My high school didn't have a team. We had to appeal to another high school to try to play there. We didn't get it. We played club. But the level that I played was probably, I don't think my team could have beaten a junior Gold C team in Minnesota. And they're just the level of hockey here and what these kids are. I was lucky to see the ice once or twice a week. Mm-hmm. At 11, you can see the ice 4 times a week here. It's the amount of teaching and coaching and ice time that you get, which is what makes you better, is second to none here. And it's affordable here. That's the best part. That's what you don't get anywhere else in the United States, is that affordable hockey. That community-based hockey model is awesome.
1,000%.
I missed the youth thing. My kids, I just got here a few years ago, so I wasn't a parent in that world, and I certainly didn't grow up playing. But yeah, it was obvious to me when I got here, like, oh, this is like going to Puerto Rico with a baseball glove. It's just like, oh my God, this is real serious business up here. It's been pretty great. So you have now been with the Wild, what, 4 years, three or 4 years
coming
now?
up on 4 years.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
fast, really fast.
And I'm sure people still see you and go like, "Hey, I saw you last week on TV."
It is amazing sometimes
been that while.
that people don't. I'm flattered. I'm very flattered. I actually just expected to go once I got off TV is be done and never be mentioned again. Every now and then someone will say, "Oh, I love watching you on TV. You know, I watch you every night." I haven't been on in 4 years for the most part, but I'm very flattered. I'm flattered that people remember what I did, and that's nice. But I don't necessarily miss it. I had a great time doing it, but I really love where I'm at now too.
Yeah, he's one of the happiest employees I've ever met. He's so in love with his job. It's pretty amazing.
It's a fun gig, you know.
Was it tough to leave? I mean, I'm sure it looked like something you were excited about, and it turned out to be true. But thinking back, that's a jump from on camera to going behind the scenes and working for a team.
It's scary because you have, I think a lot of people have that imposter syndrome where you think this is all I've ever done. This is all I know how to do. I can't succeed anywhere else. So there was a little bit of that. I was very grateful for my TV career. I got to do so many once in a lifetime things that I lost count, and I was very lucky and very fortunate to do that. And then going to the Wild where I get to work with a group of people that embraced me and knew what I could do and what I couldn't and wanted to teach me and help me grow. So I got very, very lucky. And it was a little scary, but sometimes, you got to take a leap of faith, and I'm really glad that I did.
I'm going to go ahead and give you full credit, if that's okay, for the Quinn Hughes trade. Well done. Great job. As long as you're here, Dave. I think the world should know that that's all on Dave.
Nice work.
When I found out about that, my son and I we were selling Christmas trees for the Boy Scouts, and I looked at him and I went, "Oh my gosh, we traded Quinn Hughes." And he said, "What?" Yeah, it's incredible. Great. We liked Zeev Buium, but it's an amazing trade. Unbelievable.
There are actually some people in this room right now that were very sad about Zeev Buium leaving. Yeah, his name's Dave.
I'm raising my hand, yeah.
But you're over it, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, once I watched Quinn play like one time, I'm like, oh, okay. Who? Zeev? Who? No,
that was
Zeev.
quick.
Wish him the best.
It's so far so good. I mean, with the season even before Hughes came over, but this roadie's this is a grueler, man. 7 games, huh?
It's so hard. No one's going to feel sorry for players, right? You travel in style and all that, but still, just to have to get up and go and travel, and you got to get your legs back. You fly, you get on a bus. To do that over the course of 15 days and 7 different places, it's a challenge, but. The thing that I take away from it is even in these lulls, which you always have in a season, you're always going to have lulls. We're still getting points. We're still maybe making it to overtime and winning in overtime. And then every now and then you lose one.
Dude, you're kind of burying the lead. They're 3-1-2. That's pretty dang good
series.
Against some pretty good teams on a long travel. And one thing that I'll say, I'm just because of my proximity and how I, the things I do in my extra time, I have a lot of hockey friends, former players in the NHL, and one of them says it best. Nobody's going to feel sorry for them. The accommodations are great, sure. But you know what? They're still human beings.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter how many millions are in the bank account. It doesn't matter about the 4-star hotel. It's that they're still humans, and it's still grueling. It doesn't matter if you feel sorry for them or not. It's still a tough road, for sure.
You have to play you play till 9:30, 10 o'clock at night. Then you're getting a bus to the airport, popping on a plane, flying somewhere else, getting in at 3, 2 o'clock in the morning, trying to get some rest, and then playing the best you can every day. I don't know about you. I cannot do a great workout the next day if I've gotten 2 or 3 hours sleep, yet these guys are incredible at doing it.
Dave Schwartz is in the studio with us on Gorman in the Morning. Do you travel with the team, and if so, how much?
0. I have never I would love to at some point. It just hasn't come up, and I have 2 kids, and I did quite a fair share of traveling when I was in the TV business, so I don't mind staying home.
How old are the kids, and are they skating already?
Oh gosh, yeah. My son is a high schooler now, plays at Chaska. My daughter was played a hockey, but now she is a full-time dance. She dances all the time.
I'm sorry.
Freaking workload too.
It is.
Hey, I was going to say that's hard. That's harder on the body than hockey in a lot of cases.
Yeah,
man, dance is not for the weak-minded.
No, it's about as hard on the wallet too. Let me tell you, dance is not cheap.
Really,
not cheap.
Boy, that's something.
Mine were into that for a second, and I was very happy when they both said, "I don't really want to do this anymore." I'm like, why? Because I don't want anybody telling me how to dance. I'm like, fine with me.
Great.
Let's do something else.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah,
that's fantastic.
It's interesting.
Dave, I'm going to switch gears here.
Sure.
3% of Americans believe they could win a hand-to-hand fight with a grizzly bear. Where do you stand on this? You and a grizzly, are you going to get out of it 10 seconds, 20 seconds? Do you think you get out of there alive? What happens?
I love it. Well, I can't run very fast, but I mean, I guess maybe I'm running. I don't know. Can you just kick him right in the
junk?
In the pills? Right?
Yeah, it's a bear, dude.
They have
all
them,
bets
right?
are off.
I mean, I'd last 20 seconds. I don't think I'd win in hand-to-hand combat.
Yeah,
No way.
I think if you kick a bear in the junk, they actually get a little grin like, hey, thanks, man. That's kind of nice.
What if you had like 10 Hams beers? Then could you take a bear?
Yeah, because you just run around in circles, and then he gets dizzy and falls over.
There it is.
You are allowed to give the hams to the bear in this scenario.
There we go.
You don't have to drink them yourself.
Well, either that or you drink them, and then you don't feel the pain when he demolishes you.
Yeah.
How many beers? How many beers do you have to drink before you'll come clean on just what exactly is Nordy? Come on, what's the answer?
Is Nordy beating the bear?
I have a surprisingly low tolerance. It would probably take me 2 or 3.
Okay.
Nordy is a bear.
Nordy is a bear?
He is. I believe so. Yeah, I think that's what he is, isn't he?
He's a wild, isn't he?
He's a wild bear. He's a wild thing. He's
Dude,
a wild thing.
This is breaking news, I feel like.
Wow.
Nordy, a bear?
Yeah. Can we quote you on that and tweet it?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
He'll get mad at me if I'm wrong. I'll hear about it.
I'm so excited.
I'll hear about it.
I don't even have a grizzly sound effect queued up for you, bud.
Man, that's good to know.
I think he's a bear, isn't he?
He's a wild, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we've
know
never
what he
really distinguished what the logo or what the mascot or what the theme is. It's just it represents the wilderness and the wild that is Minnesota.
He's awesome, is what he is.
He's
but
an
if
animal.
he was a deer, he'd sound like this.
Correct.
That's it.
So
we were talking about a deer earlier.
I heard that.
Yeah,
That sounds like me trying to sing.
Yeah, that deer. We got to get a better sound. It's like when you see a every time you see a bald eagle and they sound like a death hawk from above. That's actually like the real bald eagle sound is like a hey. So they always have to bring in a hawk noise over the bald eagle because the actual eagle doesn't have the right sound. Yeah, we got to work. We got to get Nordy we can't go with that deer sound anymore. We got to now that we know we have a bear, we're going to track down the proper audio.
I'm finding it. I will work on it.
I dig it.
You're gonna work on that. Hey, the Islanders are here Saturday night. I mean, it's great to get back home. It's certainly not a pushover. I'm looking and I see the Islanders sitting on. They're having a pretty decent season themselves. They're coming in right now at 52 points. So we need a big loud crowd Saturday night.
We do, and it should be a really fun game. It's Marcus Foligno hat night, so we have that ticket pack. By the way, I got some goodies for you guys here, Steve. We got one for you too.
Thank you.
Got some good hats. The Moose hat is there. You can do that in ticket pack. Get your tickets, wild.com/tickets. But should be a good game. It's going to be rocking. I know that we've sold a bunch of tickets for that game already. The Islanders are good. They have a bunch of Minnesota kids, so how can they not be good?
Sure.
Like, they're always good.
Anders Lee, that guy's a specimen, is what he is.
Boy, I remember him in high school. He was incredible.
When
athlete too.
When you ask a player to design a hat, are they like stoked about it, or are they like, dude, I need to be practicing?
No, our players are awesome.
Okay.
We're lucky. Our players are open to anything that helps make that connection with the fans. And because we have great fans, our players know that it's important to have those fans. So anything that we can do to make that connection and kind of strengthen that a little bit, give a different experience, give something fun out, they're all for it. And you can see them all the time on our social media channels. They're always about having a good time. So all of our guys embraced it. So Jared Spurgeon did one already. Marcus Foligno's is this weekend. And then later in March, Kirill Kaprizov did one as well with hats.
That's going to be a hot commodity.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah.
That should go pretty quick.
Where are those? Why didn't you bring any of those?
They're not there yet. They're not done yet.
He said March.
They're done in March.
I know.
I know.
I'm teasing.
He's still drawing his designs right now.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Yeah, that's what he's doing in the hotel room in his spare time on this 15-day road trip.
A lot of travel time. He does it on the plane.
Yeah, sure.
Dave, working for a team like the Wild, I mean, it's a great gig regardless. But on a season like this one, when the team is really cooking, it's just I imagine everybody in the building every day just has a little more pep in the step.
You're right, 100%. It's you try to not ride the roller coaster of the season because every day is a roller coaster, right? You win, you're great. You lose, you're down. But when we went on that, when the way we started the season. And people are just kind of dragging around the office, but then all of a sudden we go on this heater, and you're just flying. Everyone's happy. There's smiles. When you ask for things, it's 100% yes. It just makes things a little bit easier, a little more fun. And then there's always this energy in the building on game night. And it when we win, it's even better. And it's hard to describe unless you've been there, but it is so much fun.
Dave, if we walk out in street shoes to the blue line right now and I put 10 pucks down, are you putting all 10 in the back of the net?
Can I answer this?
Yeah.
1,000%. Dave will bury all 10 of them.
Just making sure.
I don't know. I missed an open netter in men's league last week, so.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
And see, my instinct was to chirp you, and I decided,
fair.
You know what? No, I'm going to pat him on the back, and then you tell me you miss an open netter.
I did miss an open netter in men's league. I'll say 9 of 10 because one of them I might just.
Well, and here's another important factor to equate to put into it, Steve. Is he in shoes or is he in skates? Because it makes a huge difference.
No, I said shoes, street shoes. Yeah.
No, so then maybe 9 or 8.
I'll fall at least one. Are people watching? Am I by myself?
Oh no, this is a sold out Grand Casino Arena.
I don't perform well, Steve. I mean, I'm not. I know you were professional, and now you got a band again with Hootie, which is awesome. But I love that with Darius Rucker, by the way. Love that. You're used to being in front of an audience. Sure. I am not. Even when I was in television, like it was just me and the camera. I don't perform well in front of a large audience. I probably would. Now I'll go to 6.
No, he's talking himself down, man. I was totally cool with 9. I thought that was the right answer. Dave Schwartz, okay, tell us again, where can people go for the Islanders game, the Hat Night? Give us the details.
Wild.com/tickets. You can get tickets for any game. You can see about our promotional nights, obviously the one with Foligno this weekend. We have tons of promotional nights, so just find one that works for you. And then we have the Kirill Kaprizov one coming up in March. So it should be fun. It's a fun season, and I would love to see you out at Grand Casino Arena.
Right on. Dave, thanks for coming in, brother.
Thanks for having me.
Gorman in the morning. Coming right back. 92 KQRS. Streaming from 92KQRS.com. Gorman in the morning is back. 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the morning. Minnesota's 92 KQRS. All apologies, Nirvana. The first time I heard that song, I can tell you where I was, who I was with, because I remember at the time going, okay, that's my favorite Nirvana song, and it's never changed.
Damn.
That's the one. That just does it for me. For whatever reason a song does it for you.
Well, now I'm going to sidetrack you, but I have to know, where were you and who were you with and what was happening?
Yeah.
I was in Los Angeles. I was sitting in a vehicle in a car with my guitarist in the Black Crowes, Rich Robinson. He got an advance copy of that record in utero. And he goes, have you heard any of the new Nirvana? And I said, no, sir. And we went to his car and we listened to a few songs, but he goes, listen to this one. And he played that. And when it kicked into the middle, when it just goes up, is like that middle section. I just went, oh, okay, yeah, I'm good here.
Pretty
That's
freaking
working
great
for me, fellas. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And then we went back into where the band was working up songs for the third record, and our enthusiasm for that song led to a giant fight.
Oh no!
We're like, man, can we just rock again? Do we have to? Why are we trying to be Steely Dan? Can we just let it rip? And then it turned into a brawl for like 6 hours. So that was fun. Thanks, Nirvana. We're talking about rock movies on the show today.
Can I say real quick about Nirvana and rock movies? Yeah. I've watched every documentary that's come out. I've watched that Gus Van Sant thing, and I still don't have one that I like, and they are hands down my favorite band.
It's the more you care for an artist, the harder it is for somebody to give you the documentary that you really love. I hope no one decides one day to make a movie about Nirvana, like a fictionalized, with actors. I just don't want to see it. A, it would just be too sad, and B, it would just be, it's bad enough. And granted, the kid from Mr. Robot as Freddie Mercury, I didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Outstanding.
So good.
Rami Malek.
But he set a really high bar. And, I think the two greatest performances I've seen of things like this lately are that, and then not a rock movie, but the show about the Lakers on HBO called Winning Time. The dude who played Magic Johnson.
Yeah.
If you think about it, how do you play Magic Johnson? Everyone knows who he is so deeply and so, on the court and off. And this guy just pulled it off. It's an impossible thing to do, especially for me. That's my favorite basketball player of all time. And by the second episode, I wasn't even thinking. I was just like, man, that's Magic. Incredible.
Yeah, he was outstanding.
It was the same thing watching Bohemian Rhapsody. Rami Malek.
Yep.
What a performance. I would have to assume that on the Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line, a handful of people at least have suggested Bohemian Rhapsody, right, Paul?
Yeah, there have been multiple.
Okay.
Gina, to name one. But a couple of others have come in. Like this one just came in from a 612 number. Motley Crue's The Dirt on Netflix. That was pretty outstanding.
No, great book, too. And I
Yeah,
don't read a whole lot of rock and roll books.
I did not see it, but everybody I know who did was like, oh, yeah, it's worth
Well, that
your
was
time.
more of a series, wasn't it?
I think it was.
Yeah, there was
I just-
multiple
I just-
episodes, right?
I just remember hearing from several unexpected sources, like, no, check it out.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
I never got around to it.
It really was good. One that hasn't been mentioned. Well, no, actually, one that wasn't mentioned initially has come in late now. We've had quite a few, including Serpico with Blues Brothers. How did we forget Blues Brothers?
Heck yeah.
Can't believe I missed that. One of the greatest ever.
Man, I hate Illinois Nazis.
Orange Whip, 3 Orange Whips.
That band, the Blues Brothers band, with a very, very young Steve Jordan on drums, the guy who's now in the Rolling Stones and who's been around forever playing with all kinds of people. He was, 20 or 21 when the Blues Brothers went on tour. He was a baby. And he's just killing it back there. But Steve Cropper and Duck Dunn and, oh, man, what a band.
The scene with Aretha, great.
Incredible.
I've got one myself that hasn't been brought up yet, and it's still in theaters, and it's very much flying under the radar. But its Rotten Tomato score is excellent, and it's kind of gaining some quiet momentum. And it's going to sound silly as hell to say out loud, but Song Sung Blue. Hugh Jackman, Kate Hudson play this duo, this couple. It's really more of a love story of
It's based on a
those
true
two.
story, right? It's a true story.
Loosely based on a true story, yes. Of these two that came together and formed a Neil Diamond tribute, as they call it, experience. I saw it just because we had some time off. I like to see a lot of movies. I'd heard some good things about it, and I was blown away. It might be in my top 5 favorite movies of 2025.
Oh, really?
It's dramatic. It's heartfelt. It's tragic at times, but there's also some fantastic quips, just like unexpected humor. Timely comes along. Kate Hudson might be her best performance she's ever given. I just got goosebumps saying that out loud. And I could give a rat's ass about Neil Diamond. And don't get me wrong, after watching it, I'm like, you know what? Neil had some bangers, actually.
Neil Diamond understands a chorus.
Yeah.
Make no mistake about it. I mean, that's the reason people roll their eyes, is because they're all earworms and because we've all heard his biggest songs a bajillion times. And you're like, okay, but yeah, imagine hearing Sweet Caroline the first time, or Cracklin' Rose, or any of those. It's like, man, that's a tune right there, dude.
Well, and as this movie went on, and there is a lot of music featured in it. I wouldn't call it a musical, but there's a lot of music featured in it. And you're like going, oh, that's right, that was Neil Diamond. Oh, that's right, that was Neil Diamond. You know what I mean? Over and over again. It's really, really good. I highly recommend.
Neil had that big hit with Barbra Streisand, "You Don't Bring Me Flowers."
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I was probably in middle school when that came out. And when he sings the one line, he sounds like a miner coming out of the cave and taking off his helmet when he goes, "You hardly talk to me anymore when I come through the door at the end of the day." I was like, what, did he stay up for 4 nights before he sang that line? He sounds beyond exhausted and beat down. I was like, man, Neil going for it in the studio. And by the way, I just learned this last year. Barbra Streisand recorded that song, and Neil Diamond recorded that song. They both released it as singles, and a DJ, I think in Louisville, edited together a duet of these two people who had never been in a studio together, who just happened to record the same song. He cut it as a duet and started playing it, and it took off. And then Neil and Barbara were like, I guess we have to go make this a duet in the studio now. And it was a massive hit.
Wow. I didn't know that at all.
Radio right there.
Luther Westside Volkswagen Talk and Text line. A Star is Born just came in from TQ. That was a good one. With Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Okay.
I'm assuming.
I still go back to Babs and Christopherson.
Yeah, they did that movie
That's
like
kicking it
3
old
freaking
school.
times.
They have.
Rock movies. Anybody thrown out Eddie and the Cruisers on the text line yet, Paul?
Actually, we got a tweet on the X machine and a text just a second ago for Eddie and the Cruisers.
Oh, okay. All right.
Somebody mentioned the book is also good.
Enlighten me on Eddie. Is that a Pearl Jam thing, Eddie and the Cruisers? What the hell is going on here?
I'm trying to think of the joke. Would that be Eddie and the Boozers? No, they didn't drink too much. Eddie and the
hers.
Eddie and the Cruisers came out when I was, I think like my freshman year of college, 83 or 84. And it was a story about this rock star, is a cult star who just disappeared one day. Like what happened to Eddie? Eddie Wilson was his name. And
okay.
it was just a cool movie about, it was kind of like New Jersey scene. There was Springsteen and East Street Band. Who's the other guy from that time that everybody that's from that area still loves and reveres? It was that kind of vibe. Okay. Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes, that sort of vibe. But it was a cool movie. It's a good mystery. I don't really remember what happened, but I remember thinking it was really cool. Michael Pere was the actor playing Eddie in that one.
Yeah.
But it was
Tom
cool.
Berenger.
It was just when it came out, just a really good one. No one's mentioned any of the Beatles movies. Help is just a banger. Hard Day's Night is...
Did see Hard Day's Night. I was sorting records at the record store over the holidays, and Mr. Ryder gave me a stack of Beatles records, and I almost got divorced when I said, shouldn't Hard Day's Night be in the soundtracks?
Oh, boy.
Wow.
But you know what? But Hard Day's Night holds up. I tell you what's crazy. If you see Hard Day's Night, you recognize how many people ripped it off since. There's so many moments in rock movies. It's really exhilarating still. I mean, truly, if you put it on, you'll find yourself, no matter how cynical and over the Beatles you are, you're like, holy crap, those guys are funny.
Luther Westside Volkswagen Talking text line. Chuck sent in the new Dylan movie is good, A Complete Unknown. Did you see that? And what did you think?
I really, really liked it. I went in cynically thinking, okay, whatever. And man, did I dig it. I thought the performance was great, and I love the fact that, it's called A Complete Unknown, and people are saying, like, well, you don't really understand, like, anything about him. And I was like, yeah, that's the point.
It's called A Complete Unknown.
Yeah, Dylan himself looks back and goes, I don't know how I wrote all those songs in my early 20s. I couldn't do it now if I tried.
And we know that Ryder loved it because her favorite actor's in it, Timothy Chalamet. She loves him.
Oh, yeah? Silence.
Such a punchable face. No, I mean, as much crap as I give him, he did a couple SNL skits that I really liked, and I am going to go see that new ping pong movie with him in it.
It is outstanding.
Saw it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's highly recommend.
Great performance. It's one of those movies where at some point I did find myself thinking, who took acid and came up with this story? But I'm a big fan of a movie where I can't begin to imagine what's about to happen, and there's not one moment in that movie where I know what's about to happen. So I dig it. I'd recommend it.
I know there are people sitting going, what ping pong movie? It's called Marty Supreme.
Yes.
Timothy Chalamet's in it. It's directed by Josh Safdie, one of the Safdie brothers. They did the Uncut Gems one with Adam Sandler that he should have gotten an Oscar for.
He should have.
And I thought it was like, Uncut Gems was kind of like chaos the entire film. You know what I mean? You were on edge. This is sort of the same. It's sort of like a broken protagonist who can't stop shooting himself in the foot, yet you can't help rooting for at the same time. So, yeah, highly recommend. It was really, really good.
As good as Sandler was in Uncut Gems, I was more impressed with Kevin Garnett.
I thought Sandler was fantastic.
I know, but Garnett was freaking... He's not an actor.
Good, yeah.
He's a basketball player, and he was insanely awesome.
Fair.
I got 15 minutes in and then reminded myself that I hate Adam Sandler, so I turned it off.
I know.
That's just
me.
Well,
it's not for everyone.
I got no time for the Sandman.
Movies and drugs real quick. Earache My Eye from Cheech and Chong.
Yes, thank you. Cheech and Chong's wedding album. Get serious, people.
Yes.
Mouth just hit us with The Wall from Pink Floyd, too. That should be noted.
Ooh.
That's a trip.
I believe that song, Earache My Eye, is attributed to Alice Bowie.
Oh, yeah?
Their combination, Alice Cooper, David Bowie. Alice Bowie instead of Cheech and Chong was the name there. All right, we're up against the clock. We do have enough time, however, for the last word. Give me a minute, because it was on this day 6 years ago that we all got the news that Neil Peart, the drummer for Rush, died. Every drummer has their guy. The first drummer that inspired them to pick up the sticks, or the drummer that they've taken the most inspiration from, which means that they've ripped off the most.
Yeah.
I can't begin to imagine how many drummers on earth say Neil Peart was their guy. I mean, it's got to be millions, right? Now, from Danny Carey to Taylor Hawkins to Chad Smith and other ones that you've heard of, all the way to the Weekend Warriors who were in their basement wearing headphones, haplessly playing along to Rush records. Mm-hmm. But the thing about Neil to me was I never had a clue as to who his guy was, because Neil Peart didn't play like anybody else ever. Now, he used to say he loved Keith Moon, but I never heard it myself. Neil's drumming stood on its own from the jump. And I've said a million times over the years, I'm a drummer, so I don't know what that makes Neil Peart, because we sure as hell don't play the same instrument, right?
Yeah.
He was such a singular drummer. He was, I mean, both for the mind-boggling parts that he wrote, but also this precise execution. You know, there's a reason they called him the Professor. I only saw Rush live once, and I honestly never felt like I needed to again. I saw all I needed in that one show, and especially in that drum solo. I saw them at the Omni in Atlanta, and I walked out feeling like I had just seen God himself sitting at a drum kit. I've never been a card-carrying Rush fan. I respected and admired them, of course, but I was more of a rock and roll guy, and Rush was just Rush. You know what I mean? They were just this thing over there. And, you know, over the years, like everybody, I've had a million Bonzo or Neil, or Ginger versus Ringo, and Stuart Copeland, and et cetera. All these arguments with other drummers about who the best is. And there's no right answer. The guy that moves you the most is the best. So, you know, like I said, Rush was never my band, and Neil Peart was never my guy. But I just wanted to say, I always remember hearing this news 6 years ago today, and I was left with such a sharp sadness, and I had this feeling of tremendous loss. Like this unquantifiable force had left. And it was just such an incredible shock. I texted a few drummers back and forth, and everyone came back. Everyone's first text was, I just can't believe it. Like, Neil Peart he's a mountain. How do you lose a mountain, you know? So while he died 6 years ago today, he ain't gone, of course. Not at all. He'll always be with us. Neil Peart continues to run circles around every drum kit like no one else before or since. I mean, we just heard it. We just listened to Tom Sawyer. We play Rush all the time here. We will continue to do that. There's rarely a day without Rush. They're just part of the tapestry of rock music. And I will forever sit in the studio listening to Neil Peart like I just did, doing things on the kit that will always make me laugh. Like the man's audacity truly knew no boundaries at all. So I just wanted to stop and say, well done, Neil. Very well done. Rest easy, my man.
Absolutely.
Incredible words, bestowing him upon a pedestal that he deserves to be on. So, well said.
Whew, man, Neil kills me. Tomorrow on Gorman in the Morning, Sam Ekstrom in studio for the Vikings recap. It's
right.
What do they call that? The
report
wrap-up,
card.
if you will. We're
A
going to
report
look
card.
back.
Yeah.
There it is, the report card. And then, of course, we'll ask him what his thoughts are on the 26-27 Vikings ahead. So that's always cool. I look forward to seeing Sam. Fletcher, what's coming up next on this show?
I got some cool jams from The Cure and Garbage to get us into the 10 o'clock hour. Go commercial free just after 11:45. And then just, big yawn, just wild tickets again. That's all, right around 1:30. Listen for that keyword, baby.
That sounds like a plan. Keep it right here on Minnesota's 92 KQRS.
Gorman in the Morning is also Gorman on the go. Get the 92 KQRS app and stream live or catch the Gorman in the Morning podcast anytime. 92 KQRS.